Let's talk a little bit about the in-meeting controls that you have when you join a Zoom meeting with the equipment in the room. So first thing I'm going to do is just launch a new meeting, and that's going to simulate me being in a video conference. The first thing you'll notice on the touch controller on the top left-hand side is a big mute button. So that mute button controls the microphones from what the far end can hear. So if you're connected with somebody who's working from home, then that person will hear if you're off mute, which is the green. Green indicates that that sound is going through. And if you go ahead and click the mute button, it will then mute the microphones. You can see that the microphones have turned red to indicate that they are on mute. So you can toggle the mute function from the touch controller, or you can also toggle the mute function directly from the microphone. Now, another mention here, please make sure that if you are speaking, that the microphone is up. This will give the best sound possible for the individual sitting around the table. If you're not speaking, or if there's no one speaking near that microphone, it's okay to have it down. Since we're on the topic of microphones, there may be a scenario where an individual is at the front of the room talking to individuals inside the room. Now, these microphones do not pick up the front of the room. They're tuned for the conference table. So the individual at the front of the room will have to find the lapel microphone and belt pack. Once you have the microphone and belt pack in your hand, what you're going to want to do is open up the door on the front and gain access to the power button. Okay? So by pressing power, the system will turn on. And then at the top of the microphone, there's a little slider which will mute the microphone or unmute the microphone. Whatever you say into this microphone while unmuted will be heard by individuals at the far end. When you're done with the microphone, simply press and hold the power button for a couple seconds. The screen will say off, and then the microphone can be put away. The next button to the right is the stop video button. So this is a video mute button, essentially. You can see that the camera in the room is now muted, and now the camera is unmuted so that the camera is now focusing in the room. This image that we're seeing right now is a really good showcase of what this camera will do. The camera's default image isn't very good for the conferencing, but it's intelligent enough to auto-recognize individuals in the room, and then they will adjust its position based on the people sitting in the room, and it'll frame those individuals automatically. You can override that. You can go manual. If you take the remote control, it says Yealink at the bottom. You can hit the up, down, left, and right button, and you can control the camera manually and zoom into something that you want to focus in on or what have you. Once you've manually overrode the camera, it'll stay in that position until you hit the little camera button in the top right-hand corner, and that will go back to an auto-tracking, auto-framing functionality. The other main functionality of the in-room controls is sharing content. So you want to go ahead and click the Share Content button, and what that will do is open up a little screen on how to connect. So you can use the Zoom app if you've loaded it on your PC, or if you've loaded it on your mobile phone or tablet, or you can go to a browser and you can punch in the information, the sharing key or the meeting ID and passcode, and that will connect those devices to the meeting wirelessly and be able to share a presentation into the meeting. Another functionality in the bottom right-hand corner is a little volume slider. So, if you slide the volume towards the left, it'll lower the volume. If you slide it to the right, it'll increase the volume. And then you have your other functionalities, which is typical for a Zoom meeting, such as participants. By clicking participants, you can see everyone that's in the meeting. You can invite other people to the meeting, so on and so forth. You can also access functionalities like record and chat and things like that. So those are the in-room controls while you're in a Zoom meeting using the touch controller.